Here. All right. I understand that we have some young people here to help lead us in pledge today. Do y'all want to come up? Do you want to introduce them? Yeah. Okay.
The following upper elementary students from the 4th grade age class will be saying the Pledge of Allegiance for you this evening. We have Boston Moore and Katie Gaffron from Miss Heatherington's 4th grade class. We have Mason Painter and Sawyer Upton from Miss Farley's 4th grade class. You may begin.
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate y'all doing that for us. All right. We have quite a few guests. We appreciate everyone for being here tonight and being interested in our board meetings and in our Poto Public Schools. Support Employee of the Month.
Sure. All right. As normal, we'll have our board come out in front. And we're going to go ahead and start Miss Smith introducing who she has for the primary. All right. Coach Jones, have you given this out yet? Have you done this out? Bill? I think everybody's got them off at this point. So, sorry.
I would like to introduce to you my support staff for the spotlight for this month. And her name is Nancy Button Collins. She goes by Button. And I just wanted to read a couple of things that some teachers wrote about her as they cast their vote for her. Button spends her personal time decorating buildings for the season to make them inviting for the students. She also spends money out of her own pocket to purchase Bath and Body Works soaps for the teachers' restrooms. Button goes all the way in when she cleans. She doesn't take shortcuts and takes pride in her work. That's from Addison Watkins. Morgan Hooper said, Button is such a hard worker. She keeps our building looking and smelling great. She is always willing to help with anything we need. She also takes time to decorate our building to make our time at school feel extra special during the holidays. We appreciate her so much. And I would just briefly like to add that Button is such a hard worker, and it doesn't matter what task that I give her, she always completes it in a timely manner, and she does an outstanding job, and that includes cleaning the buildings that she's responsible for. And as you might imagine, there's a lot of cleaning to do in a primary school, and so I just want to say how much I appreciate you, Button, and I'm very proud to present you this award. Thank you.
All right. And next, next is central office. So this is a district award. We sent a survey out, and one person came back as the winner, and she actually is in our central office. So in central office, there's a lot of different things that happen there. Well, dealing with all of our activity accounts and the money that deals with that, and receipts, and dealing with coaches, and all the athletics is Risa McCoy. And she was selected as our district employee of the month. So Risa, come on up here. She was super excited about this. Risa does so much for us. Many times in the evening, I'm like, Risa, we ready to get out of here? She's like, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. So she covers so much stuff and does so much for us. We're super blessed to have you. And say enough good things about you. But I did tell her I wouldn't keep her up here very long and try not to embarrass her. So we'll go ahead and get you through here. Thank you, Miss Reese. Let's give her another round of applause. Each of our winners here also received a $50 gift card. First National, over by Walmart, they sponsored this award. So it's a $50 gift card. And then at the end of the year, there'll be a $500 gift card for the winner for our support employees. So we're really blessed to have community support as we try to honor our support employees. So let's get them in here real quick and we get a picture with everybody. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all for all of your efforts for our school. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Any comments from the public?
There were none.
All right. Our consent agenda, minutes of the regular board meeting, December 11th, 2023. I would entertain a motion regarding those minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve those.
Okay, we have a first. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Financial reports, encumbrances, and change orders.
If you will look with me, right past the agenda, and then there's the minutes, and then on the there's a yellow sheet that has your December fund balances. And if we'll start looking at the general fund to begin with, in that first column there, our revenues in the general fund for the month of December are up, which is good. I don't know if you remember, but last month I was saying we were delayed getting some of our federal funding. It came in the month of December, and we actually received over $700,000 in the month of December out of federal funds. We also had to make a transfer from general fund to building fund due to the audit, which was $305,000. So if we wouldn't have done that, that would have even looked better. And then if you look at our expenditures for December, they are actually down. Our salaries are still up for this year, but we spent less in our non-salary related expenditures in the month of December, and we're trying to tighten that up a little bit, or as much as we can there. So I just want to let you know. And if you move over to the next column in the building fund, you can see that our revenues are up, and that was due to that transfer that we transferred from general to building. And then if you look at our expenditures for the building fund, there was none for December. However, we are going to start making some expenditures for our capital improvements that are coming up, and we'll talk more about that later tonight. And then our next column is our child nutrition. Child nutrition revenue and expenditures are staying really consistent there. But remember that we are expecting to start making some purchases, and they just haven't hit yet. And we're going to talk about more encumbrances for child nutrition later tonight as well. If you'll flip over to the back side of that sheet, there are our year-to-date. So we'll start with general fund again. Revenues are up, and we've talked about, how our salaries went up, so our state aid went up. And then our expenditures are up. That's also due to our salaries going up there. But if you look at our deficit for general, and if you'll look to the other years, if you go down below, you can see that our deficit is getting smaller, which is very good. That's what we want to happen there. And then if you look at our fund balance in our general fund, we are at $2.4 million. That is up significant from the past years if you'll look down through those other columns. And actually, in the month of January, we will get our midterm adjustment, and we've already seen it, and it is going up. And Mr. Kempnick will be discussing that later with you tonight, so that's very good news for us. Also in the month of January, you know that we'll receive our largest payment from the county taxes, the ad valorem. So that will be hitting next month, so it'll look even better next month. And then our building fund. If you'll just look at the next column over is our building fund. If you'll go to the fund balance as of 12/31, you can see that in the building fund, we have $1.6 million. That is larger than we've had in several years. And that is mostly attributed to the Red Bud funding that's been coming in partially, throughout the years. We haven't received ours payment for this year yet, but that'll be coming in as well. And we'll start on those capital improvements, One of them is gonna be for the HVAC at the gym, so I know everyone's gonna want to probably have that. And then the next column is the child nutrition. Our fund balance as of 12/31 is over 900,000. And like we've discussed before, there are some child nutrition items that we need to purchase for our child nutrition program. And we'll talk about those here in a little bit. But the last column is probably the most significant, and that's our total operations. So that's our general building and child nutrition fund. And if you'll look at the fund balance, it is 4.9, and that's the most we've had in several years. So that is very exciting, but I'm just saying to be prepared because we're going to start spending. We've built it up, and now we've got to spend it on the items. We've got to do some the repairs, and I know that Devin's going to talk to you about things that are needed, and we've been saving up some money there, so now we can start purchasing things that are needed. If the next few sheets are just like every fund with their revenue and their expenditures, and I'm not going to bore you with all that, but if you'll go all the way, it's the blue sheet is where I'm going to kind of start with you at. The next little blue sheet, which is our activity fund. And if you'll flip that blue sheet to the back there, you'll see that our activity fund has about $666,268. That's normal. We usually always keep around $600,000 in our activity fund. And then the very next sheet is our general fund. It's on a purple. It's our general fund encumbrances. And I just want to talk to you about a few of these that are something that's not, normally purchased. If you'll look on that front sheet and go down about the middle, starting on PO number 859, so it's 859, 860, and 861. Those total a little over 9,000 when you add those together, and that is for our counseling corp. We've had this grant for about 3 years, and they gave us some extra supplies. So for curriculum and supplies, we're spending that money, and it goes away this year. So we have to spend it or we lose it. So that's about $9,000 that's going to be coming out from that grant right there. And if you'll flip it to the second page, still in purple, on the general fund encumbrances, PO number 876. This is for Treat Solution. It is for 5 cleaning machines that Treat Solution has recommended us to purchase, and we are actually going to be able to use ESSER funds to pay for these, so it just really works out for us. The very next one below that is PO number 877, and that is to replace the HVAC units that are older at the primary school, and we are also using ESSER funds to pay for those. And ESSER funds going away this year, so we're trying to use it all up right now. And then the very last PO is 881. That is for a box truck, and what we're going to do is we'll have it coming out of general and out of child nutrition. Mostly it's going to be used for child nutrition, but we know things will come up, so we can't code it 100% to child nutrition. So we're coding part of it to general fund and part of it to child nutrition. And that will be used a lot to deliver commodities for sure and other items that need to be delivered. The very next sheet is encumbrances for the building fund. It's on pink. And the very first one is number 9, and that is actually for the HVAC at the high school gym. So we've been saving this money up, so you can see that we hopefully, if you approve this, then we can hopefully get started on that HVAC for the gym. And then the last PO on that same sheet is number 13, and that's to replace and remove a fence at the PCAMS. So that's 2 of the things that have been on the capital improvement that we're starting to see on the actual encumbrances. The very next sheet is for the cafeteria. And I just kind of want to point out that PO number 40 is for a walk-in freezer. It's like a combination that's going to be a larger one that's going to go outside at the PCAMS. So we would like to purchase that using some of our extra child nutrition funds that's needed. And the last PO is number 41, which is for the other part of that box truck. And you can see most of it's coming out of child nutrition, but we are splitting the funding up on that. And the next two are just normal encumbrances. Does anyone have any questions on any of the funding or the encumbrances?
There's no change orders, I'm assuming.
Nope.
All right. Barring any questions or comments, I'd entertain a motion to approve the financial reports and the encumbrances.
I move we approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
McGehee,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Joe.
Yes.
Site presentation, SEC.
Yep. So really excited. Over the next 5 months, we'll be having each of our principals come and do a presentation to the board. One thing that we don't get to hear very much from is our principals, you know. So really excited for the spring semester, and hopefully annually we can do this. At least get our principals here once a year to do a presentation with you guys. When we look at these presentations, we're going to be hitting academics, community involvement, character, and then if there's other things once the presentation is done that you guys have questions on, it gives you an opportunity to talk to our principals about specific items that they're going to be presenting. So while we do this, we're going to move over here to the front row. That way we get a good seat and we'll be able to see this presentation. Are you starting with that, or do we need to stay here first? Are you starting with the presentation? Yes. Okay, that's what I was saying.
It's my pleasure this evening to present to you the SEC. On Tuesday, January the 8th, 2019, the voters in Poto finally passed a bond issue worth $14,875,000. Part of that bond issue, or the majority of that bond issue, went to build the 7th and 8th grade center, as well as make other improvements to our school. On June 6, 2019, members of the Poto School Faculty Improvement Team, Poto board members, administrators, and staff of the Chamber of Commerce, along with the architect and several other people, broke ground on the 7th and 8th grade center. This is the 7th and 8th grade center nearing the end of its completion in 2021. This is another view once the monster ramp started to go in on the front. We had a brand new building and big opportunities. After a long wait, COVID, and many projected move-in dates on Monday, February the 8th, 2021, Poto 7th and 8th grade students, along with teachers, administrators, counselors, and staff, embarked on a new adventure. 394 Potonians walked through the front door of 102 Mockingbird Lane, and it was the beginning of a new era and the start of a legacy at the SEC. Since its opening, 905 student pirates have walked the hallways of SEC. The first class of 8th graders at the SEC are currently juniors at PHS. And the class of 2027 will be the first class to have completed both the 7th and the 8th grade at the SEC. The SEC consists of 15 classrooms, an art lab, tech ed and STEM lab, band room, choir room, library, computer lab, family and consumer sciences lab, a science lab, a cafeteria, and an office. During the 22-23 school year, the faculty and staff were tasked with building a mission and vision statement for the SEC. We were brand new. We had to have some guidance for ourselves. If the mission statement is your car, then your vision statement is the engine for that car. Our teachers met in common plan to build the mission and vision for the SEC. Teachers submitted their ideas and worked together to make a common statement that we believed that we could support our students with, and that we could live up to every day and strive to be better. The mission statement at the SEC says, our mission at the Poto 7th and 8th grade center is to provide a safe, nurturing, and inclusive environment where every student is valued and celebrated for their unique talents and abilities. It is our goal to build a bridge for students between the elementary and the high school levels by providing foundations, building positive and meaningful relationships, and creating pathways to unique learning opportunities. Our vision statement says to make a commitment each day to reach the utmost tier of success for our students and to build a sense of responsibility, tenacity, grit, and kindness. The SEC strives to build students not only academically, but culturally, socially, and emotionally as well. We believe that our mission and vision encompass all of these things for our students. Students must have their basic needs met before they can ever have effective learning. At the SEC, we believe that students need to learn how to successfully interact with one another. We have scheduled a few days throughout the year to allow students to do this. Last year, after state testing, we're glad we were successful with testing day. And as you can see, the kiddos were able to do some fun things. In fact, in the middle, you'll see that Mr. Kipnick, Miss Tillery, myself, and Mr. D were a team on Family Feud. And I think we won. The SEC this year has implemented a skill building time twice a week. During this time, students get help with their assignments. This is where we also have our monthly assemblies. We recognize students for their successes, both in attendance and in academics. We also have our guidance lesson. We use skill building to touch every part of our mission statement: academics, culture, climate, and emotional well-being. The SEC academics, we support kids at the SEC in a multitude of ways. Students have access to after-school tutoring 4 days a week. We also give them a snack. Several of our teachers have lunchtime study hall, and I offer a Saturday school where we have certified teachers there to help kiddos make up any unsatisfactory or unfinished work. We believe at the SEC that communication is paramount, and as such, parents of struggling students are notified, usually via email, by their child's teacher. We offer intervention not only in the classroom, but also at lunchtime and through Saturday school. We utilize SPRINT, School Prevention, Review, and Intervention teams to offer additional intervention for students. That's one of our tiers. The SEC also has Academic Saturday School. At the SEC, we also administer beginning, middle, and end of the year benchmark tests. We collect this data to make sure that we as a faculty are moving forward towards standards mastery. We look at blueprints from the State Department according to the OSTP, and we also try to make those benchmarks as close to the state test as we can. We also offer math and reading intervention to our students at the SEC. We have 3 math intervention classes and 3 reading intervention classes. The SEC report card. This is our report card for the 22-23 school year. As you can see, and something I'm very proud of is that we are above the state average in all 4 of these categories. I will say that we do struggle with chronic absenteeism. That is something that schools struggle with across the state, and we have tried to implement an attendance committee who meets on a regular basis. We also recognize students for perfect attendance in small increments because it's hard to have perfect attendance all year long. It's easy to have it 1 month and to be recognized for that, but it's hard to have perfect attendance all year long. I want to brag a minute on my science department. If you will look at our score in academic achievement for science, it surpasses the state and the district level by nearly 20%. Science is an area across the state where schools usually struggle. This year, the SEC, we just we blew that thing out of the water, and I'm super proud of my science department for that. Students are exposed to cultural learning as well. Each year, we celebrate different types of diversity with our students. That made sense, right? One of the things that we absolutely love is the Choctaw Nation dancers come to the SEC, and this gives us a unique opportunity for our students to explore the culture, particularly of the Native American people. Julie Marvin brings these Native dancers in. They perform for our students, but they also explain what they're doing, and they also allow our students to participate in these dances, and our students get a glimpse of the past. Our librarian, Whitney Kirby, does an amazing job during Native American Month of making sure that students have access to Native American literature written by, for, and about Native Americans. The SEC also allows students to explore culture through art and music. We have 7th and 8th grade band, and they perform locally several times, and they're also involved in activities across the state. Our 7th and 8th grade choir program performs as well right here in the BLK, and they too have students who are involved in state level honor choirs. Our art program at the SEC, we absolutely love to see the art in the hallways, and if you come to the SEC, you will see quite a bit of their art displayed in the hallways because it's our kiddos doing the work, and we want to show them off. This is actually a glimpse at the art show that they put on every year, so toward the end of the year, we welcome all of you to that art show because our kiddos do an amazing job, and they even sell some of those prints. The SEC students get a sense of community through social interaction. We, as educators, know that academics is important, but we also have to teach kids about interacting with each other. And at the junior high level, that's a biggie. We struggle to interact with each other. At the SEC, we work hard to build positive climate culture every day, and we have a variety of ways that we do that. Our students and teachers and faculty and staff have a lot of interaction with the community. These are some of the examples of the community that we've interacted with. You can see kiddos there, you can see teachers there, and several members of the community as well. Another way our kids interact is we have community members come in to our building. You'll see some kiddos learning how to interview and also getting some career information from some of the members of our community. Last year, our STEM teacher asked several members to come in and interview our kiddos for specific jobs. These are only a few things we do at the SEC to build community, but we also want to immerse our students in their community of PODO. This for us is a work in progress. It's something that we will continue to work on to incorporate our community in that as well. One of the things we do to build culture, and one of our favorite things to do, is we have an angel tree every year, and since we've been in a site to ourselves, we've raised more than $10,000, the students have, so that fellow students are able to have Christmas. The Angel Tree and Penny Wars, students at the SEC collect change. They can sabotage each other. They put money in these jars for teachers to get, this year, a pie in the face, and this was a huge success. These are some of the presents we purchased with that money. This is our esteemed superintendent, Mr. Scott Kipnett, taking a pie in the face. He so graciously agreed to be a part of that if we raised a certain amount of money. Police Chief Billy Hooper also took a pecan pie in the face. I don't know where that came from, hint, hint, but he did take a pecan pie in the face, and we appreciate that. We have our very own school resource officer this year, Jason Savage, and he agreed to take a pie in the face as well. That was such a climate builder in our school, and that's something we will continue to do. That will be a part of our legacy at the SEC. We even had the old Grinch come in and help us raise some money for the Christmas angel tree. Another thing we do is we have food drives and coat drives. We choose to have kid-friendly food drives because you're only going to get those cans of corn in the back of your cupboard that nobody wants. That's what they're going to bring for a food drive. We get pretty specific because we pass these food baskets out to kids, and we want to know that they've got stuff they can make in the microwave or they can eat without much effort. And our kiddos did a wonderful job. We had a lot of food brought in. We also enjoy celebrating our veterans. This year, we chose to do a Decorate the Door contest. In the past, we've had poster contest and essay contest, but these are some of the pictures of our door decorations. Miss Tillery, Mr. Kevin Vincent, and Mr. Kempnick judged those for us, but those are examples of some of the doors that we did. We also want to support our students emotionally. We have a school counselor on staff at all times, and this year we're privileged to have our very own LPC. They provide guidance lessons, counseling, both academically and emotionally and mentally. Angel Smith from KTC came in to provide our students some information on ICAP. ICAP is an individual career academic program. The ICAP will follow kiddos throughout their career, and it helps them, their career at Poto, but it also helps them prepare for their career. Our 8th graders also went to the KTC Career Fair, and they got to experience some real-life, hands-on kind of things. These are some of the things they got to do. Actually got to pull a calf. That was pretty neat. Our 8th graders always enjoy that. Our students can always visit with our school counselor at any time about anything from academics to emotional issues they may have. Our students also have this is our LPC that's available on site. The SEC offers students a wide variety of academic and curricular activities. Last year we built a video explaining these, and I'm going to let our kiddos talk to you about what we have available.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Lamb. Welcome to the 7th and 8th Grade Center. Come on in.
Here at the 7th and 8th Grade Center, we have several classes, clubs, and organizations that are sure to fit your interests.
Do you like school and are you competitive? Then you may enjoy Academic Team. With Academic Team, we compete against other schools as we answer questions about a range of subjects and topics. We meet once a week to practice and compete 2 or 3 times a year. This is an introductory course designed to expose students to different facets of FFA and the agriculture industry. You will gain knowledge in animal science, plant science, leadership skills, public speaking, FFA opportunities, and agricultural mechanics. Are you an active person with a competitive edge? Then athletics may be for you. Here at the SEC, we offer football, basketball, baseball, and softball, track and cross country, weightlifting, and golf. Not only will you compete against other teams, but also against teammates for starting positions.
Do you love books? Then book club may be for you. In book club, we read the same book together and then meet up to discuss the book as a group. We read one book per semester as well have a Christmas party and go on trips, such as to the park to read or to Books A Million.
Family and Consumer Science, also known as FACS, is a class where you will gain applicable everyday life skills. Examples are practicing communication, time management, and money management skills. Students also learn how to cook and sew. As a FACS student, you can participate in the FCCLA organization.
Yearbook, you get a pass to attend school events and capture photos to be used in the yearbook. If you're detail-oriented and enjoy being social, yearbook may be for you.
In Science Club, we meet a few times a month after school to hang out, perform experiments, and eat snacks while we're at it. We get to go on the end of the year trip to places like Oklahoma Science Museum in Oklahoma City. Anyone can join the club. If you like science and snacks, you'll fit right in.
Committed, responsible, creative, and a team player. If you're looking to strengthen your leadership skills and play an active role in the school community, then you should run for student council. Members help develop the general welfare of the school while promoting positive attitudes of scholarship through example.
Here in art, we create illustrations using pencil, charcoal, and soft pastels, as well as paint with watercolors and acrylics. We make sculptures, collages, soap carvings, and paper maches. As an art student, you can be in an art club, where they play art games, go to museums, and even host an art show.
In band, instructors work with students to help select the best instrument suited for them. In addition to music, students learn self-discipline, memory skills, self-expression, concentration, and the importance of teamwork. It also sets the groundwork to become a part of the high school marching band. In choir, you have the opportunity to sing, play instruments, create, and perform. We get to travel to competitions as well as participate in several concerts, including the annual Christmas concert, and compete for Eastern District Honor Choir.
As a 7th grader, you can take keyboarding, where you will learn basic keyboarding skills and business skills. From there, you can take computer applications in 8th grade, where you work on web design, coding, and media skills.
In leadership, we learn how to become successful leaders through activities that promote strong communication, making better decisions, managing conflict, and building a team.
In PE, everyone gets to play. This is a non-competitive setting where you get to dress out each day, play games, and sweat.
For anyone who has a love of science, technology, engineering, and math, the SEC has several classes including STEM, Tech Ed, and robotics to expand your knowledge of the science behind flight, mechanical systems, energy transfer, computer control systems, and applying the knowledge to real-life situations.
At the SEC, we've selected four words that we believe are very important to us. We believe these words positively impact students not only while they're at the SEC, but for their lifetime. These 4 words we have selected are responsibility, tenacity, grit, and kindness. And I'm proud to say that every day we've got a set of teachers, faculty, and staff who exhibit these for our kiddos. Students at the SEC are privileged to have an amazing faculty and staff. They are role models for our students, and they exemplify these 4 basic words. This is our faculty and staff. The SEC is honored to have the 23-24 District Teacher of the Year, In 2023, Ms. Jessica Nelson was named District Teacher of the Year. And this year, we're privileged to have Ms. Tara Lamb as District Teacher of the Year. We've adopted a motto at the SEC. The motto is Building Skilled Pirates. We use our mission statement and our vision statement to continually evaluate where we are in all areas of student life and to hold ourselves accountable to make sure that we're providing a well-rounded education for all of our students. We dedicate ourselves to meeting students where they are and not where we think they should be. That's important to us. We want to meet kids where they are. We have a unique opportunity at the SEC because we're new to build our very own climate and culture specific to our students that we are tasked to serve. We are committed to making sure that the culture and climate are positive, inclusive, safe, and nurturing. Thank you.
Go ahead and have a seat, and then if we have any questions, we'll ask them up here. Anybody have any questions? Ms. Lamb, that was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Discussion of the 21st Century Grant.
Yeah, so I'm not sure everybody knows what the 21st Century Grant is. We do have a director that we hired this year, and I'm not sure everybody's got a chance to meet Miss Amber Brand. So I asked her just to come for 5 minutes or less and just tell you guys what the 21st Century Grant is, what we're doing for next year, what we're doing now, that kind of stuff. So, Ms. Brand, do you have a moment to share with the board?
There we go. Smarter than the microphone. Okay, my name is Miss Brand, Amber Brand, and I am honored to be the director of the Pirate Quest program this year. I think it's a little unfair that I had to go after Miss Lamb because that was incredible, but here I am. We are so proud of the work that we've been doing. So we've taken ESSER funds and been able to use that to service our students in our community, to offer completely free of charge programs to our students and families for after school and summer learning. And unfortunately, ESSER funds do come to an end this year, and we want to seek opportunities to continue to provide that to our families and to continue to provide that to our students because it's just critical to our community. It really, truly is. So one of the opportunities that we found is the 21st Century Learning Grant, and this will provide an opportunity to continue for another 5 years to offer those services to our families. That will be completely free of charge if we were able to get that grant. So we're doing a lot of groundwork. We're building community partnerships that we're very proud of. We've partnered with the public library recently, and we were able to hold an incredible event in which we blessed families with some different gift cards, and we actually benefited the library by signing up 80 new library cards to be enrolled in the program. That was so wonderful, and they were grateful for that. We've partnered with Carl Albert State College, and we are providing opportunities to the next generation of teachers to come in and learn from our seasoned teachers as well, so we're very proud of that. LaFollette County Youth Services has agreed to partner with us and move forward, and we're continuing to build those partnerships as we go. There are many more. We seek opportunities to also bless the community as well. We don't want that to just be within us. We reach out to our community and bless our families across our community. So that's some of the work we want to do. We've done some wonderful things bringing in with our students. We partnered to recently obtain a grant through NASA to introduce our students to robotics through the Junior Bot-Ball Club. We are planning this really neat idea of an instrument petting zoo, and we're partnering with the local symphony to bring in instruments and hopefully work on a concert for our students once they learn that. So we're just providing different opportunities through STEM and to really provide equal opportunities for our students to learn, to grow, and to experience things that they might not otherwise get to if we didn't have this funding. So we're going to work very hard to pursue that opportunity for our district and our students.
Do you remember how big the 21st Century Grant is?
Yes, we will write up for $300,000 a year, which will actually allow us to service more students than what the ESSER funds are allowing us to service. So we will actually be able to reach even more students if we're able to obtain this funding.
Is that a 5-year?
It's a 5-year grant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Pirate Quest is part of this?
Yes, Pirate Quest is the entity that the funding will benefit, I guess, or what we'll run it under will be Pirate Quest to provide our after-school and summer learning program.
I just want to say it's an amazing program. I got 2 kids that I get in trouble when I pick them up too early.
Good, that's what we want. Yes, yes, we recently did the STEM, which allowed our students to use Makey Makey, and they had those wonderful lessons that were zoomed in by the incredible people through Kiamichi. And so many of our students, they are like, do not pick me up early. I do not want to miss out. So that's what we love to hear and what we want to do. So yes. And we have an opportunity for our students. One last thing, Miss Mixon, and seeking those grant opportunities has kind of inspired all of our teachers as well. I've been so proud of that. Miss Mixon at the upper is seeking a grant, and she has had some community partnerships. So there's a greenhouse that's sitting right next to the upper, and she was inspired to revamp that. And so we've been given opportunities, and that's from January on. We're actually going to be revamping that and learning about, horticulturalism and different areas of that. So different members of the community are helping us with that aspect as well. And those students are really hands-on, and they're taking ownership of that, and they are revamping that entire space for themselves, and they're very excited and very proud of that. So that's our next big project there as well, and we're excited about it.
Great. Anybody else have questions, comments? Good luck. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Discussion and vote to approve or not approve activity fundraisers for the 2023-2024 school year.
Yeah, we did have several in there. Half of them are PKMS. You had a SEC, high school, MAT squad. So you had a couple, but 6 total in your packet.
Are there any questions or comments with regards to any of the proposed requests for fundraising? Or is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the fundraisers.
Is there a second?
I'll second his motion.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Discussion and vote to approve or not approve Bluebird Bus Corporation to apply for 10 additional electric buses for the behalf of Poto Public Schools.
So we, obviously we got, as part of the first round of the EPA grant, we received 1 electric bus. We've got it en route now. So we've been able to use it over the last week. We've got the charger situation taken care of. So this is actually the 3rd round of 5 that the EPA is planning to do. So the deadline for this round of applications is January 31st. So we would like to apply for 10 additional electric buses through Bluebird. They would apply on our behalf. And that would give us roughly a little over 50% of our fleet, our route fleet, would be electric at that point if we were to receive these. So we can't go 100% just because of the range and the activities, trips that we take and stuff. So we would still need a certain percentage of diesel buses as well. But this would get us be a nice chunk for us. So.
What route are you running that one on?
It's the one that goes out to ABM. It's actually our mechanics route. So intentionally did that so he would get familiar with it and know the ins and outs of that bus. So, we've offered it. Any of our bus drivers that want to drive it are welcome to come by and take it for a spin. And it's the ones that have done it, it's been very positive feedback as far as the way it performs. So.
All right. Anyone have any other questions? Or do we have a motion?
I'll move we vote to approve.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Discussion and vote to approve or not approve Walden as the energy service provider for the pursuit of the Renew America School Grant.
So this is, Wildan approached us a little before the end of the year about this. They expect this Renew America's grant, the second round, to drop sometime this spring. They worked with two different school districts that were awarded this grant for various energy improvements such as LED lighting, HVAC improvements, lots of different building envelope things. Warner Schools in Oklahoma was one of the recipients that they worked with, and they did win that grant, and it was about $13 million that they're able to get. They felt like in the area that we are at as a underprivileged area it's a competitive grant, and it scored, and they just felt like that we would check a lot of the boxes, if you will, for this. They were also awarded another grant, a school up in South Dakota that they worked with. There was only 24 grants awarded nationwide, and they were partners on 2 of those out of the 4 that they applied for. Okay, so obviously they had a pretty good percentage of success with that. So this is basically just to allowing them, we sent out a bid for companies to come and partner with us potentially on this kind of thing, and they were honestly the only response to that. So, but they need the, board approved, and they will come in and do an assessment of all of our district as far as energy, and then they will write up the grant once that becomes available later in the spring.
What's the cost?
So they get their money. It doesn't cost the school anything. They get their money by doing the work once the grant's received. They ask that they be the one over the contracting and using local contractors to do the work if granted.
Any other questions? I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the grant. I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Facilities report.
Okay, a couple of things, as Valerie mentioned in the purchase orders and things, we're starting to spend some of that money. Obviously, we got the for the gym. You probably won't see any activity on that until mid-March. Get through basketball season. That's not a project that you want to disrupt any of that with, especially in the winter. So that'll give them time to order units and have things ready to go once basketball season's over with. So that's a major one. Also, we received 3 new floor scrubbers for some of our sites at Pansy Kid, Upper Elementary, and Primary. No, I'm sorry, it's 7th and 8th grade center. So they have new floor scrubbers for the cafeterias that they've been in use for a few weeks. We did receive the bathroom cleaning machines. They were delivered. We purchased 1 at each site to begin with. There will be training on those tomorrow morning. So that should be a big help for us. They're pretty impressive. We've had one demoed at Pansy Kid. The custodians fell in love with it, and I think it's going to be a game changer for us as far as that, maintaining some cleanliness.
What exactly does it do?
So it's a machine that has both low pressure cleaning solution, so you basically go in and you spray down the entire restroom with a low pressure solution, come back with high pressure water to spray it off, and then with a brush and a vacuum, all containing the same thing, so you can suck up all the water and debris and whatever else you got for that. So it makes it very handy to be able to spray everything down and brush the harder areas and then suck everything up. So, they're made by Kavac. Also, we talked about we were replacing the back fence at Pansy Kid that runs along the sideway there. It's been there for a long time. It'll match the front of the building and be the black chain link. So that'll be a nice upgrade there as well. Also looking at interior shades at the 7th and 8th grade center and the new 2-story high school building as well to help combat some of the variations in heat that we receive different times of the year. Um, they're actually installed, but not quite finished yet. We have new LED lighting underneath the steps here in the BLK. They're waiting on a little bit larger driver that should be in by the end of the week. So that will be implemented as well. It's an issue to address when we have things going on here and it's pitch black, to help people navigate those stairs, and make sure we're all safe there. So that's pretty much it for now. Any questions?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Superintendent's report.
Sure. We've got two items. First, our policy book came in. So if you remember back March, maybe last March, we approved going with OSSBA to help us get a new board policy book in place. We had at that time sent them all of our policy books, so we finally got the first draft back. It's about 550 pages. We divided it up into 5 sections. Miss Adams, Mr. McGee, Miss Tiller, and myself, for the next 5 months, we'll be going through each of the 5 sections. So to get it all fixed, and then when we turn it in, I talked to them today to try to get the timeline. So we'll have to turn it all in at once. I was hoping we could turn it in by sections, but of course it'll be all at once, and then at that point it'll be a 3 to 4 month turnaround. So it'll be November before we actually get this. I was hoping we could get it over summer, but it'll probably be November, give or take a month. But excited about it. I think it'll be a big win for us. As we go through our policy book, we're still coming across policies from the 90s and things that are just outdated and really need to be updated. So excited about that piece. Next is midterm adjustment. I did send all you guys an email, but just for the public, just to get everybody on the same page, we had told you guys $650,000 is what we were expecting at midterm. Ms. Fowler and myself went through and looked at everything, and we felt that it could be $750,000, but we brought $650,000 to you guys. The numbers we were hearing were we're going to see about a 20% raise, but it could be less, so we went with the less number. Well, it ended up being almost double that, so it ended up being $37.75 per student, and then when you put weights on top of that, it just multiplies it. So for us, instead of that $650,000 we brought to you guys, we're looking at well over $1 million. So $1.3 million is what it ended up being. So huge win for us, and we'll start seeing those in January. So every month we'll get a little bit more on our state aid in January. So that revenue will go up all through this semester, and that'll carry into next year as well. So that'll be the beginning point for us as we get into next year. So excited about that. I think that's a huge win for our district.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Any new business?
Nope. No, ma'am.
I'd entertain a motion to go into executive session.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second his motion.
Roll call, please.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
was icebox.
It was freezing.
I'm gonna put my coat on one way.
Like, I think the tip of my, no, he's putting on his coat. I said we should have had the banana pudding in there. One, I could have eaten it. Two, it would have stayed refrigerator cold. There's a football game going on, right? I noticed that a few more people trickled out.
It's all right.
All right. Speaking of, the board met in executive session to discuss personnel items and no other matters were discussed as authorized by Title 25, Oklahoma Statute, Section 307B1 of the Oklahoma Open Meeting Act. Those present were the board members and Mr. Kempnick. The board did not take any official votes or actions in executive session and returned to open session at 7:06 p.m. Vote to approve or not approve. I think can do resignations and employment at the same time.
I vote that we approve the resignations of Madeline Martin and Elena Crouch. Second.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
I would entertain a motion regarding the employment of Sheila Williams.
I move that we vote to approve the employment of Sheila Williams. Second.
All right, roll call, please. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I think we could do a motion for the amended 2023-24 and for the 24-25 superintendent contracts.
I move that we vote to approve the amended 23-24 superintendent contract and also the 2024-25 superintendent's contract.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'd entertain the motion to adjourn if we're sure we haven't missed anything.
Make a motion we adjourn.
All right, roll call, please.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Now get everything out here we can sign, so we can go.
Right.